Hey, Curious Connerys. Dylan here. We just want to give you a heads up that the following program contains conversation relating to topics that may or may not include physical and sexual assault and self-harm and mistreatment of different cultures. We are in no way condoning these things. But given that Sean Connery has acted in films going back many years, they've tended to come up. To spin a phrase from Disney, many of these films include negative depictions and or mistreatment of people or cultures that were certainly wrong then and are definitely wrong now. But rather than not discuss this content, we'd like to acknowledge its harmful impact, learn from it, and create conversation for a richer future. Stay curious, folks. And now, on to our show.
Connery Curious! Saga! The Last Crusade! You'll live twice! And the Anderson tapes! Murder on the Orient Express! You never know what the wheel's gonna spin next! Marnie and a woman of straw! And a voodoo man in Africa! We are curious of the filmography of Sir Sean Connery.
Unforgiven 1, 2 through 3 wasn't good enough. We need Unforgiven 4 through 16. Unforgiven 16.
It turns out it was fine. It's Unforgiven 9. He turned out all right. Anyway.
Oh no, what number rhymes with fight? 38.
And Michael Caine came in. Unforgiven 38. Unforgiven 38. Master Wayne.
Or Master Wayne, Unforgiven 38. Is this your first day on the job? You ain't even got a name tag. Just lie down.
I prefer Fade to Black.
Does it come in fade to black?
Fade to Bad. It's not who I am underneath. But Unforgiven 2, that defines me.
Do you think Batman's favorite Unforgiven was Unforgiven 2? Did you just soil yourself? That's only a fat bastard fart. Sorry, I thought.
Mario Lima.
Dylan Titus.
Should we just start this again?
Yeah, we can start up. Yeah, that could be bonus content or something. All right, ready?
Mario Lima?
Dylan Titus.
How you doing today?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I have a craving for tacos all of a sudden.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know why. But anyways.
We'll probably just leave that in.
Yeah, we'll see. We're leaving it all. Including this. And then this. And this.
And this.
And then this.
I
So.
have a lot to talk about today, Mario.
Really?
Yeah.
It's going to be like.
This
It's going to be like a therapy session for all of us, I think.
this is definitely going to... There's a fucking piece of Velcro right there.
Oh, I'll say that for later.
Anyway, I'll eat that later. Yeah, I've got a weird feeling about this one, man. I really have a weird feeling about this.
Yeah, it's very... It's interesting to talk about this with the podcast that we're doing because it's a little bit of a different formula.
Yeah, let's... I think we should just get right into talking about it. Yeah?
All right, what are we covering today?
Well, first I think we should welcome all the good folks out there to what is not a Danny Trejo taco podcast.
I wish it was. You think he has a podcast about it? He must.
I don't know.
Trejo Taco Cast. Taco Cast.
Talkcast.
Talkcast.
Oh my God, it would be Trejo Taco. Talk.
Wow, yeah.
O. Talko.
Wow, that's edgy. I like that.
That sounded weird. Spell talk.
Talk.
Doesn't that sound like that's not real?
Yeah. Talk. Talk.
But are those even letters? Talk. Anyway, try it out there, folks. Spell talk.
Try spelling. Try spelling your name. Yeah, honestly, your name too. Dylan. That doesn't sound right either.
It's got a rhythm to it.
Dylan.
Dylan. Del Ario was his name, Mo.
Wow, that's nice. Yeah, I got the right amount of syllables, I feel, in my name. But anyways, should we talk about this film?
Yeah. Welcome, folks. Welcome to Connery Curious.
Where we cover every single film in the filmography of Sean Connery. And today, Sean Connery took us to
1988's Memories of Me. Directed by the Fonz himself, Henry Winkler, and starring Billy Crystal, Alan King, and JoBeth Williams. Wow, this was Winkler's first theatrically released film.
Wow.
He had directed a TV movie called A Smoky Mountain Christmas, but this was his first theatrically released.
Now notice the 3 stars Dylan just listed. Not one of those names was Sean Connery. Because he only shows up for...
Do we want to get into that just yet? Should we just get into the movie?
I think we just talk about because it's about him.
Well, yes. So this podcast is a Sean Connery podcast.
Yeah.
We talk about the films of Sean Connery, and for the most part, Sean Connery has been one of the stars or the draws of the movie. We've had a couple of exceptions where he's not. The Longest Day, he's not a star in that.
Yeah, and
Action of the Tiger, no star in that.
He is on the box.
And as a problematic character, not as a star.
But he's not in it at all on the other one. I wish, because that would have been a nice little thing to see on the poster of him.
But it would have gotten your hopes up.
True. Yeah, you're like, oh, where's Connery? So, but I mean, I feel like John Wayne's a draw for that movie for other people.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of, yesterday I was at the dollar store getting, toilet paper and aluminum foil and crap like that that's best found at the dollar store. And they've got a nice little selection of DVDs there.
Ooh.
And I haven't bought any from there in a while because I have enough movies that I haven't watched yet.
Yeah.
But they had a 2-pack of the Jeff Bridges True Grit and
John Wayne's version?
And John Wayne's Hondo.
Oh.
For $1. Right next to the Captain Underpants movie.
2 great films.
Yeah.
3 great films.
One time I found a Blu-ray of Skyfall at the dollar store.
A Blu-ray of it?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, it's an older movie, I guess. So, yeah, I could see it.
I didn't buy it because I have it.
Yeah, the Family Dollar near my old apartment used to have a lot of, good selections for movies. I was kind of like, oh, cool. I think I got,
Oh, no, this wasn't Family Dollar. This was the dollar
but
trade.
Just the dollar.
Yeah, so $1.25, whatever it is now.
But yeah, dollar family that world of stores. That's a nice selection. I got I got Deadpool 1 and 2, like a combo pack at Family Dollar. I'm like, oh, nice. So you find gems sometimes, and I sometimes hope to see some of these movies in there because you almost can't find them anywhere else.
Yeah,
I watched this on Tubi, Memories of Me, which was convenient. Tubi has a crazy selection of movies.
We'll talk about watching it on Tubi. I've got some notes about that. Speaking of, there are my notes. Okay.
But yeah, so going back to the conversation of Connery.
The Connery conversation.
Conversation. So not going into the movie yet, but it's kind of saying heads up review. So Connery was the draw for this movie for us, obviously, because we covered that content.
Because it was in his filmography.
Yeah.
It wasn't. That's literally the only reason, is because we copied and pasted his filmography into the wheel.
So the way I took this today was a very almost spiritual moment where it's like Connery showed us this movie,
Yeah.
you know, and he's like, "You should watch this." And I'm
watch this. This is a good film.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm in it for a little bit, and yeah, I'm kind of like, I kind of want to like say thanks, Sean,
Yeah.
because this was like a movie I would say I love Billy Crystal, so I'm like, I think eventually I would have like came across it, but it's one of those movies that like I needed to watch with how life is going for me lately, and I'm sure for you. So I thought about you a lot watching this movie. So I was like, shit, you know, and I thought about myself, obviously. And it's really deep. And I was kind of saying, like, I think I texted you at one point because I was watching it this morning. I was like, I think we're going to review a movie with 17 seconds of Connery. And he said, yeah, well, I got to talk about. And then, like, as I said that, the movie got to where it got. And I was like, shit, we got to talk about this. Because at first I was kind of like, this is, you know, a really funny movie. It's hilarious. But then it had, like, some deep shit that I want to shake Henry Winkler's hand for, too. Because I was like, shit, man, the Fonz did this film?
Well, Billy Crystal co-wrote it.
And Billy co-wrote it.
So it makes me want... he wrote it with a man named Eric Roth. This really makes me wonder what Billy Crystal was going through at this time, or Eric Roth. I don't really know this character much of Eric Roth. What else has he written? He did the screenplay for Forrest Gump, Munich, Benjamin Button, A Star is Born, Dune. Okay, so this guy has worked on some quality stuff.
Yeah, I mean, same vein as Forrest Gump and stuff like that. That shows, that tracks.
But also, remember how everyone was calling Benjamin Button Forrest Gump backwards? It really makes sense now.
It was, yeah. Huh.
Extremely... The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and then Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. The Curious and Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close Case of Benjamin Button. And The Killers of the Flower Moon. Okay, I'm done.
Let's combine all of his films.
Yeah, let's make the longest film title as a run-on sentence.
I wonder what the longest one is. I don't know.
The Longest Day.
The Longest Day. That was the longest movie. It was the longest title.
Is that our longest movie so far, I think?
It was up there. I think it has felt long because of how it made us feel. Like,
but it was almost 3 hours.
Yeah, no, it was definitely long, but it felt longer. I felt like I was watching the extended cut of like the Two Towers or something.
I've been watching there's the extended cut of Return of the King right there.
Ooh.
I've been watching that.
There you go.
We're barely halfway through the first disc.
It's a lot. It's a lot. The Friggin' Nerds community made me sit through each one in one sitting.
All the extended ones?
All the extended ones.
In a day?
No, we did like different nights. Like we do watch parties on the channel, and so we're like, let's do Lord of the Rings, because I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings fan. A lot of people know about me, I guess. But like, yeah, it was just like, I saw the first one when it came out, but then they're like, you need to see all of them in all their glory, and I'm like, is this all their glory? You know?
Well,
I'll have to see the original cuts.
This is my first. No, I'd say watch the extended.
Over the original?
Yeah. So, as a kid, I had only ever seen the theatrical versions of Two Towers and Return of the King. This is the first time I'm watching the extended cuts of those.
Oh, this is the first time ever.
The Two Towers one it's better, but not much better. The Return of the King one so far is much better. And Return of the King is like a friggin' amazing movie. Yeah. But I like the extended cut more.
Huh.
Yeah. And I think this will be our transition into the film because, as I said, I'd only ever seen the theatrical cuts of Two Towers and Return of the King because I saw them in the theaters. And I didn't see Fellowship in the theaters. I saw it shortly after Christmas because my father bought me the extended version. So I only ever saw the extended version.
Wow.
And that was what my father got me for Christmas in 2001. And Memories of Me is a film about fathers and sons. And I'm not gonna be super funny in this episode. I don't think. I don't know if I'm gonna have it in me. I mean, I'll try my best, but that's debatable to say that I was ever funny in the first place.
No, come on.
But
It's interesting because
it's gonna be a tough one, man.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a really tough one to talk about for me.
Yeah.
But like in the best way.
Yeah. Did not expect this from this movie. Because on paper it's a comedy, but you look into it deeper, it's a comedy drama. So you're like, where's the drama at? And you see it, and it's interesting to say the least. We get a young Billy Crystal, who he's just fantastic in this.
I'm looking through the IMDb page and the Rotten Tomatoes, and it's just not, and the Wikipedia, and there's just not a good summary. So let me find. See if it has a better summary to do the trailer voice. I'll let you do the trailer voice for this one.
Trailer
I always
voice.
do the trailer voice.
Abby, Billy Crystal.
Take it nice and slow.
All right.
Nice and slow.
Abby, played by Billy Crystal, a successful New York surgeon, has a heart attack and realizes he should reconnect with his father, Abe, played by Alan King, before it's too late. With his fiancée Lisa, played by JoBeth Williams, he flies to Los Angeles, where Abe has made a career for himself as a film and television extra. Moreover, Abe regards his fellow background players as family, and they look up to him as their elder statesman. Abby finds he must compete with Hollywood's unknowns for his father's affection.
Okay. I think even this, I don't think any of these summaries do this movie justice.
Yeah.
I think. Let's just get into it. Mario, what do you think of this movie? Did you like it?
This was really good. To the point where I wanted to watch it again as it ended. I was like, shit, just to, I don't know, just to relive it. It was crazy. And it's funny, like you almost forget that, Abby had a heart attack in the beginning because of so much that happened in that. But that heart attack is what brings them together. So yeah, it's just insane. Alan King was awesome in this. He was fantastic, and it's just hilarious. It was just like really, really fun moments, really funny moments, and then heartfelt moments for sure. But what did you think?
I think this was the first Connery Curious film where I've cried.
Same.
And if I have cried at a previous one, I don't think I've ever cried so much at a film. This one really messed me up, man.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was a really good film. I'm going to buy it now, so I have it. I know I could watch it again, but the advertisements on Tubi really irked me.
Oh yeah, they
no
got
time for advertisements.
Yeah, just jump in front of you.
So just gonna buy a DVD copy or a Blu-ray copy, maybe. This was a really good film. I'm sorry, I'm speaking so quietly.
Honestly, you're gonna whispering this entire episode.
Yeah, it's
special. I think
I
it's special.
cried a lot last night, Mario.
Really?
So I'm just gonna. Can I get personal for a little bit?
Hit it, man.
Okay. So, last year, as I was being very unceremoniously kicked out of my apartment, I took a trip out to Los Angeles to go see some amazing bands and explored, some places that I was interested in exploring and saw some amazing things. and had a wonderful experience. And when I came back, I didn't know that I only had about 3 or 4 more interactions with my father before he would pass away. And my father and I have very much the same kind of relationship that Abby and Abe here had. We'll get more into that. Yeah, so there's a lot of similarities here. I apologize for these farting noises. It's the sound of my mic stand rubbing up against the leather chair, and I'm farting. But yeah, there's a lot more coincidences through this whole thing that we'll get into as we go through the plot. Right. And around the time of this episode's release will be the 1-year anniversary of my father's passing. And so it got to me even more. And then yeah, let's just get into it. Yeah, sorry. It's going to be a lot for me.
Oh,
This is a deep one. Okay, let's go through the Wikipedia plot, because it's decent. Abby Poland, a New York heart surgeon, has a heart attack in the middle of surgery. An expert, he is able to instruct his colleagues on exactly what to give him and do to minimize the damage. Abby is later placed in a room and put on monitors. Fighting off sleep triggers a childhood memory in which he also resisted sleeping with his unsympathetic dad. Watching old home movies with Lisa, the romantic interest in Abby's life and pediatrician in the hospital, she asks about his family. His parents divorced when he was 7, and she is shocked when he admits his father is still living, as he talked as if he wasn't. His mother lives in Vermont. Abby goes to Los Angeles to see his father, Abe, who works in Hollywood as the king of the extras. Their relationship had been strained for several years. Immediately upon arrival, Abby accompanies him to a job where he is acting as a patient in a hospital. I guess I'll just read the whole thing.
Yeah.
Afterwards, they go to a bar where extras go, and Abe proves to be popular. He asks about Abby's mom, then asks why he's here. When told his son had a heart attack, Abe disappears, calling Abby with the bar's payphone to avoid too intimate of an interaction. Abe insists Abby stay in his apartment, but he won't take time off from work while he's there. While he's shooting, Lisa comes for a surprise visit. She and Abe bond well, just as he gets along famously with everyone but his son. Abe begins having memory loss, which Abby and Lisa observe while he's shooting. The couple plans to head back to New York City, but Abe reroutes them to Mexican LA. He continues to show signs of confusion, so Abby takes him to a medical facility. After running some tests, he eventually diagnoses him with an inoperable brain aneurysm. Father and son grow closer in time, doing things they hadn't before, like riding ponies, fishing, and before it's too late, Abby helps Abe get a speaking role in a film. All right, that's where the Wikipedia plot ends. I'm sorry I'm so quiet, folks. A lot of this really, really, really hit personally. My father had a brain aneurysm, and it was in a spot of his brain that they could not operate on. Ultimately, he died from pneumonia, but pneumonia is treatable. But when you have a brain aneurysm, it's not. and he was in a coma. Never play a coma. That's what Abe says. Never play a coma. You're the first to get fired. Do you remember what age he says he is when he dies?
I forget, 60 something.
63.
63.
My dad would have been 63 this year.
Wow.
And we'll come back. We'll come back to the depressing stuff intermittently. So go through your notes, bud, and see what you got.
Let's see.
I'll tell you my first note. Opening, heart.
Really good opening.
I love that opening of New York City. And then my next note after that, Jason Takes Manhattan.
It's funny you say that because I said TMNT, Secret of the Use. It's like the same New York, just everything. It's always cool to see. Like Times Square back then, it just looks like it looks like chaos. It just like it looks like the alternate 1985 from Back to the Future 2, when Marty goes back from fixing the 50s again, and it's just like Biff is taking over everything. That's what New York looks like in like 80s movies.
Right.
And it's insane.
So when Marty shows up and the Ninja Turtles are there, and Jason walks by and kicks the the boombox, and all happens. And then Billy Crystal has a heart attack from the excitement.
Yeah, and it's been playing the trumpet, which was very
fun.
Fun.
Such a good intro that like he's been playing the trumpet the whole time.
Yeah.
Do you think that was actually Billy Crystal playing the trumpet?
I was like watching him, especially in that like restaurant scene.
Yeah.
I'm like maybe he's playing it properly. I mean, probably definitely like, I don't know, different audio because some of those licks were too clean.
Jack Sheldon taught Crystal how to play trumpet for the movie Memories of Me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he did play in those scenes?
Trumpet miming in film, mostly jive. In Memories of Me, Billy Crystal plays trumpet and, albeit with too much head movement, does a credible job. Huh. Oh, the video's not available anymore. It doesn't... Oh, Crystal faked it very well.
Oh.
Okay. Huh. Well, it seems to be some of them seem to say...
Billy Crystal, write in. Can you play trumpet?
Yeah. Send us a video of you playing trumpet.
Imagine like someone requests a cameo from him, and they're like, "Could you just play the trumpet?"
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. What do you want to hear? It's like, I don't know, Louis Armstrong or something. But anyways,
we have
all the time in the world.
Precious. Yeah, I wrote trumpet heart. I really like him as a trumpet player. And
music altogether, man, because then like we later find out his dad plays the piano, and I like that. And I had Two Poops to Pop in my head for like an hour after that.
I also wrote Two Pooped to Pop.
Two Pooped to Pop. Tongue twister.
It's a story of two popcorn kernels in a red hot pan. One turned to the other and said, "Hey man, I'm too pooped to pop, and I ain't lying. I'm too pooped."
That whole like,
it was very catchy.
Yeah, that whole like bar scene of like all the extras, it was very like Cantina, you know?
Yeah,
it was just like all these
especially
different
with
characters.
little Lionel Richie.
That's funny. You named little Lionel Richie. I named him Little Oats.
Oh, he did look like John
He
Oates.
looks like John Oates. I call him Little Oates.
Little Oates.
Little Oates.
Little Lionel Oates.
There you go. Little Lionel.
Little
Oates.
Richie Oates.
Yeah, especially when they're like jamming in the alley.
Oates Richie. Oh my God, that's his cantina name.
Oates Richie.
Oates Richie. Oates Richie says he's got a transport that can take us out of here. My next note is second film in a row with Beethoven. It's Beethoven's Symphony No. 9 in D minor.
And I made a note about that too, because when the other doctor was turning that knob on the heart rate monitor thing, do you remember that when he was doing surgery? He would go to the big knob, and I just assumed he was putting the volume up on the music or something. He's like, "Need more volume, please." Because it sounded like the music was getting louder, like out of it on purpose. But like as he was turning it, the music got louder.
I think it was as the dialogue stopped, the music kind of rose up.
This happens. I watched him turn it. It was so funny, and I was like, "Johnson, stop playing with that radio. This woman's bleeding out."
Yeah, he just keeps changing. He's like not happy with the stations. Like, bad company. Once more, you owe. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, "It's better than your." And Billy Crystal's like, "Perfect, marvelous." I loved the hospital okay, we're skipping ahead. That heart attack sequence, holy shit.
Yeah, did not expect that. You see him sweating. You're like, what's wrong with him?
Nicole watched this with me, and she called it. She's like, he's having a heart attack.
Wow.
Like, as soon as he started saying things that were out of the ordinary and sweating, she's like, he's having a heart attack. And it took like 30 seconds before he even said it. I'm like, wow.
Crazy.
It's a really good sequence, and the fact that he just guides them through how to take care of him.
Yeah, he's like,
wow,
crazy.
Good writing, really good writing.
Yeah, seriously.
And good acting on Billy Crystal's part.
Yeah.
I really liked the racing up the steps, trying to beat the elevator.
Oh yeah, they missed in the first one. Yeah, that was so crazy.
But then the elevator makes it up one floor faster than they can run. Like, nah. Nah, an elevator doesn't gain speed in that first floor.
It's like the Hollywood Tower of Terror. Just shoots up really fast.
One floor, too, so it just like launches you up onto the roof.
Hang up for a second, come back down. Whoa.
Was that you?
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't want to tangle up.
After he has the heart attack and he's lying in bed, there is not a transition, but the camera pans and it's the kid's bedroom, and then when it pans back, it's the kid in bed.
Yeah.
That was all done in camera. So, like, clearly they put the hospital bed on that set, and then when they move the camera over, they pull Billy Crystal out and put the kid into pull the kid's bed in. Really well done.
So good. I was like, I watched that like over again. Like, it's just so clean. And so, yeah, you wonder if it's all practical. Just switch out, put the beds on wheels.
Very cleanly done.
So good. Yeah, that I put that in as that gave me Princess Bride vibes. The beginning of it, just to remind me. I was expecting for what's his name? What's the actor's name? He played Monk for years. Not Monk.
No, Columbo. Peter Falk.
Peter Falk. I was expecting him to come in. Like, let me tell you a story.
Though I really liked how they hid, like they made Alan King younger by just not having him face the camera.
This don't show him, yeah.
Yeah, and that was really, really heartbreaking. Just to see him like not read to his son. But then the story that he, good night to the big fat ass on the waiter at the casino,
Yeah.
on the waitress at the casino. Like, the way that got brought back at the end.
Yeah.
God, I was in tears.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, shit, man. Deep.
Yeah. All right, we'll get back to the sadness after these messages. I have no time for ads, Mario. Do you have any time for ads out there, listeners? No. Well, you can figure out how to skip the ads by using WebWeaver, the new VPN from Lick My Balls. Anyway, Mario, I legitimately have no time for advertisements when I'm watching stuff.
Yeah.
And that's my next note. So I installed Tubi on my PlayStation. And I have no time for ads or to sign up for Tubi.
Oof. Yeah.
Neither of those will be happening. And then every time that I went to like adjust the subtitles or rewind a bit, I would always forget that, because like in other programs, if you hit O or back or something, it'll just drop that menu away, and then you have to hit it again to get out of the movie. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well, the second you hit O or whatever, it just closed the movie. And then when I wanted to play the movie again, it would start the movie over, which means I had to watch a minute and a half more of ads.
Ugh.
I didn't watch them. I muted them and went and did something else. But I must have restarted this movie 7 times
Ugh.
because of accidentally clicking. I mean, I would just skip back to where I was, but
Still.
yeah.
Jesus.
Anyway, so we'll. That we saw an ad for an app. Maybe did you see this app? Or advertisement, excuse me. It was an app called Dave. It was a money sending app.
And the weird bear.
I don't even remember, but it was just a money app called Dave.
Yeah, I think it's Dave too, because
Do you have Dave?
I don't have Dave.
Sorry, continue.
This is Dave. Hello. It's like a weird talking bear with like glasses. I don't think that's Dave. It might be something else. But like, I got some weird ads too, but I didn't get a Dave ad.
Can you send me money on Dave?
Sure, I'll send you some Dave cash. So it's
Necesito
like
dinero sobre la Dave.
So it's like Venmo, but like it's just called Dave. DAVE
Yep.
is like
We're not being sponsored by them.
right,
But we will be sponsored, Dave, if you have money to give us. We will gladly sponsor your money sending app.
yeah. Make sure to send it over on Dave.
Yeah, I'm not knocking you. I'm just pointing out it's
Dave.
weird.
Yeah, it's like Dave.
Yeah.
Send me a Dave.
Like,
We're buying
rather
pizza tonight. Send me a Dave.
yeah, rather than Titus compositions, Dylan. You know?
Yeah,
I don't go to TD Bank. I go to
Dave. Just Dave.
Sandra.
Dave's
Anyway.
a funny name.
Dave is a funny name. Just as is Dave. David's fine.
It's like one of those names like you put like anything in front of it sounds funnier. Like if I put like Senor Dave, it sounds funny.
Oh, Dave.
Hola, Senor Dave.
McDave.
McDave.
Mr. McDave. Yes. I don't know what Mr. McDave.
Yes. He sounds like a
He's
teenage
a
girl.
sassy Norwegian.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
It's like Dave. You go to a waiting room. It's like Dave. Yes.
Well,
Dave.
speaking of, I have a note here. Chad and 19 dudes lead forward. That was one of my favorite moments of this movie.
Oh, that's so funny. And they all look like this, like they're the slight variants of the other. They're like all Spider-Man variants. They're just slightly
Just
different.
Chad variants.
Chad.
That was such a good joke when Abe is waiting in the waiting room of the casting director and Chad is called and so many men lean forward.
So many Chads.
Oh, that was a great joke.
Oh, it was.
There were some great jokes in this film.
So funny, man.
I can't remember. I didn't write them down because I was just having fun enjoying them. The emotional moments of this film really struck harder to me than the humor, even though it was incredibly funny. I love the moment where, so he's like trying to get himself back up. Abby. Why do you think he's called Abby? What is that short for, you think? Is it Abe?
I'll say because maybe he's like Abe Jr. and they
yeah.
call him Abby.
Yeah.
Because that seems like the kind of... Because he seems like a junior, you know what I mean?
So it would be Abraham.
So,
Abby.
yeah.
And I really like the moment where he's trying to get his strength back up, and the old lady keeps passing him as he's running.
Oh, I made a note of that saying it's...
On your left?
It's Captain America. And he says on your left at the end when he goes back. On your left.
And so I really like the follow-up to it when he's walking with Lisa, who they keep calling each other Christian and Jewish. I like that because the dad Abe keeps picking on her for being Christian when they're Jewish.
He's like, hold on, I have to settle something with this old lady. He just runs, laughs.
He just runs back, beats her. What are you doing? Keep up. She's like, I'm going as fast as I can.
Not fast enough. This ruins her. Just like, I'm out.
But ruins her
you.
because he just did a little spurt. Like if he was actually running, he would probably still be beaten.
Yeah, I was like nervous about him like jogging a little bit because I'm like, you're gonna get something, a heart attack or something. I was like, because I was waiting for that. Like, is he gonna get like a heart attack again? I guess it's gonna be a factor again. But you know, but yeah, there's a lot of funny. I loved Abe's house, apartment, or whatever you want to call it, just with all the pictures and everything.
I have a note on that. This is our second U-shaped house where a character looks out a window into another window of the house.
Oh, that's right.
Fine Madness.
Fine Madness.
Not a Woman of Straw, excuse me, a Fine Madness. And now this. U-shaped apartments.
Yeah.
Except this one, they were in New York in a Fine Madness, but Billy Crystal goes from New York to L.A. In this one. What's the deal?
I don't know.
What's the deal? And this U-shaped apartment is in L.A.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the house. I like how he has like all the pictures and he circles it with me on it.
I really liked that too, and also very, very clever making him a film extra because you can do that trick. You can literally just take any still from any movie and put the circle around it and say it's him because it's Hollywood. It's fucking makeup and whatnot and costumes. Yep. His big... We'll get into it. His scene where he acts against Sean Connery, he's dressed as a lobster. That scene, let's just cover that scene now.
Yeah, let's talk about Connery.
Let's talk about Connery.
16 seconds we got of Connery. What movie do you think he was going to go film?
I know exactly what movie he was filming, and we'll watch it later. The Presidio.
Really?
That is him in character. Well, he's in character as Sean Connery.
In his wardrobe.
But in his costume as... Hold on. So, The Presidio, 1988. So it was filming that year. He is playing Lieutenant Colonel Alan Caldwell. Now, how crazy would it be if, when we spin the wheel today, we land on The Presidio?
The direct sequel of Memories of Me.
Well, actually, I think this is more... I think The Presidio is Memories of Me 1.5. You know?
Man, imagine Presidio, we see the lobster in the background. They're like, that's your Easter egg.
I would be so happy. That would make me so happy, and it would be a reminder that my dad is with me.
Like not a distraction, like not to distract you, just to be like in the background, casually.
If you notice it, you notice it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, but yeah, so quick interaction with Connery. All he really says is like, oh, is that you? Like he knows Abe. which is crazy.
You know what? I'm just going to punch the scene in because it's so good.
Yeah.
What's the name of this picture?
Surf and turf. Hey, is that you? Sean, is that you? You look very well. $12 a pound, mate. Well, I must get back to work. Goodbye.
That's Sean Connery.
I know, he's from my old neighborhood. Let's go.
You know Sean Connery?
Yeah, I work with all the greatest. Sean Connery, Marlon Brando, Paul Newman. I work with Doris Day. Oh, yeah, I used to walk a cat. You stay right over here, sweetheart. You can see everything.
Oh, that's $12 a pound.
Oh, yeah.
And the movie is called Surf and Turf. I like that.
Surf and turf.
Also, another note I have on that. Watching the credits, as Grapes, we have Karen J. Westerfield. And as Strawberry, we have Rusty Schwimmer. I love that name.
Rusty Schwimmer.
Rusty Schwimmer as Strawberry.
What a credit.
Right?
It's actually really ironic that, like, well, I guess not. Like, the fun comment thing would be, like, the extras were actually extras in the movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how a funny credit that would be.
Well, here's another funny credit. Dr. Sherman, played by Dr. David Sherman.
What?
Yeah. And right after that is special thanks to Sean Connery.
Ooh.
But who is Dr. David Sherman? Let's go on to the IMDb and see who Dr. David Sherman is. David Sherman. Have we seen him in anything else? Literally the only movie he's in.
Maybe he was like Billy Crystal's actual doctor or something.
Maybe. Huh. But another thing I want to talk about regarding actors and movies that they're in. This is not the first time we're going to see Alan King. I've got some surprises for you, my friend.
Good, because I love him.
Oh, yeah, me too. He was great. So...
He looks very close to the dad from Wonder Years.
I'm about to blow your mind.
Is it him? Whoa.
Sean Connery and Alan King in the Anderson tapes. Right? Now I'm going to blow your mind again. Sean Connery and Alan King in On the Fiddle.
Which one is he, in the middle? In the gun window. Wow.
Also really shows off how fucking tall Sean Connery is.
Yeah, right.
He's so tall. But yeah, so we're going to get him in 2 more movies.
So they really were buddies.
Yeah.
That's
He
crazy.
wasn't lying. He said he's worked with the greats.
Wow. Wow, what like a little Easter egg for like people in the audience. Like, he has worked with the greats.
And they probably are friends.
Wow. That made me like the movie way better now. Just that little...
They were the Presidio was probably shooting on that lot, and Alan and Sean probably saw each other and caught up and said, "Yay, come do a cameo." Oh, yes, okay. I've got lunch.
Yeah, it looks like he literally was just like, he was shooting that day and he walked by. Like, that's just insane.
So I had thought I had seen him before, and it was because I have seen him in the Anderson tapes. So
it would have been funny if he wasn't doing Presidio, if he was doing like, if he was dressing as the Green Knight or something. If he was dressed as the Green
my
Knight.
God.
How cool would that have been?
he's the lobster and the Green Knight. One's in red, one's in green.
Bring out the dancing lobsters.
Oh my God.
It was so good. I was like, holy shit. But like, I was like, it must be a movie he's actually shooting. So I'll ask Dylan. Dylan will know.
Yeah, the Presidio.
That's insane.
So his actual screen time is 43:09 to 43:27. 18 seconds of screen time.
Wow.
Well,
Does that
let's
count-
call
does
it
that count the
17
walk?
for cutaways.
Does
Yes,
that
that
count
counts the walk-in.
Because
Yep.
he kind of walks by
Yep.
and then like, oh,
I counted the walk-in and let's subtract a second for cutaways, so 17 seconds.
okay. 17 seconds of Connery in this movie.
Well, maybe less. It's probably like 15 with cutaways.
I
but you know what I mean?
count,
His whole
yeah.
scene is 17 seconds.
Yeah. So definitely like the only downer. Well, I mean, there's other downers, but like the only like
There's a lot of downers in
Yeah.
this movie, my friend.
that was the most disappointing. It was, we didn't get to really hang out with Connery, but we got to hang out with a really great cast of people.
So, spoilers, Abe passes away at the end.
Yes.
My only disappointment with the film was that Sean Connery was not at the funeral.
I looked if he was.
Somebody shows up in a military general outfit or like a colonel outfit, like very much like the one Connery's wearing for Presidio, but it's not Connery.
That would have been dope. I was waiting for that, man. Like,
And
that
he
would've
says
been-
the final
Of-
farewell, old friend.
he says the story that he told his son.
Yeah. Good night, fingers and toes. Good night, the big fat ass on the waitress at the casino.
And Billy Crystal's like, how did you know that? I know all.
Oh, he told it to us many times. It was his favorite story.
And then you cut to Connery at the bar after he's playing To Poop to Pop.
That was a very funny song.
It was.
It's just two popcorn kernels and one's very tired.
That whole my favorite guy from that bar is the one who invented the like murmurs in the crowd.
the Cornwaller.
Yeah, he's like, "Are you guilty?" Like,
I really love that how he was doing everything that would trigger the extras doing their thing. Oh, how's that hay fever? Like, oh, that was so heartwarming.
yeah, it was like because like he really is the king of the extras. That's really funny. 'Cause that's the thing. It's funny that he's like. Got the thing. The whole thing is like it's like I'm an actor and he's just an extra. That's the whole thing. But like he has so much respect behind him too. So it's not like So he's not like struggling too much. He's like he's comfortable with where he is in life, and he's just like he's their leader, and it was so cool to see. And like seeing the whole crew. It was like the end of Endgame, man. It was just like holy shit. It's like these people who like. In Marvel, I spent over a decade with those people, so it's emotional, of course. But I spent 2 hours with these people, and I was
Not
still
even.
crying. Like an hour and a half, total time, maybe an hour with them, and I was like really emotional. I was like, "Holy shit, man! What a great thing!" But I was looking like I paused, I'm like, "Did Connery come?" That would have been so. But they would have given him like a big shot if he was there. So I think they put that army person to stand and assume. Connery
He's far
was
enough
there.
away.
Yeah, they're like,
You're watching this on VHS in 1994. You're not gonna know.
yeah, exactly.
Shellfish want revenge. Have that. Remember, you're the shellfish and you want revenge. That's their direction. What do you think of that apple slicer?
I have one slightly like that,
Yeah.
and it's like it feels so good just to kind of. It has like a little hole in there, so it cuts the core out. It's like perfect apple slices. But like I was like, he had the one that was already cut in half on the cutting board. I'm like, it's like, did he just like remember? Oh, I have an apple slicer. Did that bother you too?
I didn't notice that he already had one cut.
I don't know
think
if it was an
just carried
apple.
away by the
It
dialogue.
might have been, yeah, that too. But I just happened to notice, like, I saw him slice the apple. I was like, ooh, nice. But I saw the other thing, and it cut in half. I'm like, why not use the apple slice for that too? So I was like,
So the reason I bring up the apple slicer, I think, is because I've never used one like that, but I had to immediately disconnect. I had to, because right before that she goes, "When did your father die?" or something like that. And as soon as that happened, I just went, "Fuck!" and then started to have to like take. I knew I was gonna have to take this in, so I'm like, just look at something else. Like this is gonna be tough. The universe is throwing me some curveballs here, man. Like it's really making me deal with this. And so I'm like, oh, what an interesting apple slicer. Your dad's dead. Look at that apple slicer. And we watched it in the living room, so my dad was there watching it with us. It's where I keep his bones.
Whoa.
No, it's his ashes are in our living room. So my note after the apple slices is that he refers to your so-called mother, which is very much the attitude that my father had about my mother. There's a huge amount of animosity, and your mother's crazy. That's why I divorced her. She said she divorced you. Yeah, see, she's crazy. Stuff like that. That was my whole life growing up. Comparatively, I'd say Abby was a bit luckier because his parents got divorced at 7, and he gets to go on to be a very wealthy surgeon. Whereas my parents divorced before I was 2. So literally all I knew was like that kind of attitude of like your so-called mother. 'Cause he just always had that. And the moment in the Back to the Future tunnel, the tunnel to Toontown.
Oh yeah.
Of course, it's in that tunnel. That is that tunnel, right? Right in, if you know.
Yeah.
Send us a letter. That really struck home because there were many times where I wanted to hit my dad. Sorry, this is getting deep, but this is part of life. This is part of growing up as a male, without a strong father figure. Abe goes, love would be coming out to visit more than every 5 years or something. My father accused me of that all the time. A relationship is two-sided. You need to call me more and come visit me more. It's like, well, if talking to you was enjoyable and you spoke to me like a human being on the same level emotionally and with respect, and you respected what I did, and you had a home that was more welcoming, then I'd be there and I'd be talking to you more. But you're not providing that, so it really got to me. When Abe is being put into the CAT scan machine, I forget what that's called. What's that called? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like an MRI machine. I'm not sure.
My father was going through that a lot in his last year or so of life. That might have been the hardest scene in the movie for me.
Really?
Because Abe just breaking down about his parents. And you realize that Abe was never loved by his father either, so. And that his whole life amounted to nothing. And it's all about just. Abe just wants to live for the good time because that's. All my father wanted was a sewing machine by the window. And that he's crying in that moment. It's the first time you see him as himself. because he's scared. And I saw so much of my own life in that, in this whole movie. But in that scene, he's lying there waiting, strapped in, waiting to be put into the machine, and he tells Abby, you know, you would have loved your grandmother, she would have loved you. And my father would tell me that all the time. I never met my grandmother on his side. I met my grandfather. I have small memories of him, but he died when I was 4. But my whole life growing up was my father telling me, your grandmother would have loved you. So that whole scene really got to me, and especially because I guess my father wasn't treated very well by his father either. But then seeing Abe just embrace that he is talented and he's good at something, and he is loved for what he does. That was my dad living his own life. He was really good at what he did if he put himself into it. But he could have been a better father, and that he was the life of the party. And oftentimes the life of the party is not being good to the ones that they need to be good to, like their kids, you know. And that, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm staying depressed for too long. Let's get into something. You got a happier note? I'm sorry.
What do you have? What else do you have in there?
That's really all my notes, man.
I don't have much.
After
either.
we finished the movie, I immediately put on Monsters Incorporated.
I thought of Monsters Inc. too because of Billy.
I literally did not even think of that though. I was just like, I exited out of Tubi, and PlayStation will give you like suggestions, and Monsters Inc. was just right there, and I was like, okay, it's happy, and it didn't even hit me until like 15 minutes in. I'm like, oh yeah, Billy Crystal's in this. But I honestly needed something to. I put something on because Nicole falls asleep to the TV, and I just needed to not think sad for a little bit. I'm sorry that I don't mean to be so sad.
Oh,
like, there's
no.
There's nothing I can. There's no like great jokes I can make with this one.
Yeah.
This one made all the great jokes because it's very, very funny.
Man, it's hilarious. It's really a good like. It's all the emotions, man. It's feel good. It's feel bad. It's very Guardians. I don't know if you've seen Guardians 3 yet.
No, don't spoil it. I know. I've heard it's sad as fuck.
So, this kind of hit the same way for me. That's the best way to like filmmaker wise is to. I'm always told, being a content creator and film school and all that shit, like if you don't have the person going into the cinema or opening up your YouTube video feeling differently than the way they did watching
that's
it.
what art should do. It should make you feel differently than you did before.
If you go to watch something, and if you go to see the new Spider-Man movie and you're like, yep, that was okay, then that movie failed.
Yeah.
But, obviously...
Any piece of art should change the way that you feel from before, or complement it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel this way and I need this to complement it.
Yeah.
In which case, that could also not be a failure of the art, but a failure of you as selector of the art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm feeling real happy and upbeat, I'm probably... You want to watch Schindler's List? Yeah, I do. Like, probably not going to be a good choice.
Yeah. But yeah, so this movie hit all the emotions, man. All the buttons that need to be pressed were pressed, and I think it makes for a great watch. And like I said, I almost wanted to watch it a second time before coming here.
I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy this film.
best quality you can get. Like, just it's one for the shelf for sure.
Yeah, sorry to keep getting personal. A couple of moments that really stuck out. I did forget a note. After he tells his father about what they've discovered in his brain, he has the scene with Lisa by the pool. And he expresses his frustration. He said, "I feel like his father." And she calms him down by saying, just feel like his son. That really got to me. Because I don't know if you remember, but like a year and a half ago, I don't know if we were chit-chatting all that much around the time, but I was like experiencing massive back pain. Like, to the point where I would have to stop work some days. One day I had back pain so bad that I had to leave work, and when I got home, I locked my keys in my car because I couldn't even focus. Like, I was getting out of my car and I couldn't think straight, and lock the keys in, and just had to like kind of lie on the sidewalk waiting for AAA. Anyway, after my dad passed, that back pain seemed to stop. And I mean, I still get it here and there because it's natural, but not nearly on the levels that it was before. And I wondered if it was because of how much stress I was holding in.
That's what it is.
Because
exactly what it is.
His health was failing. His finances were failing. He was living in an apartment that was not good for him or conducive to his health. He wasn't taking care of himself. And I felt like I was his father. Wow. You know? So that line really got to me.
Yeah, that's absolutely stress. Kind of shutting down. The one quote I actually
was too pooped to pop.
That's one of them. That's for sure.
Sorry, I just gotta laugh where I can. Which one of these is yours?
Short boy. This line kind of got to me. I've known you for 37 years and we just met. And I was like...
That one really got me as well.
I was like, shit. So I was kind of like, yeah, man. Because that is really a thing. Because I've kind of had
You're going to put me back on the train? That's really fun. We just met and you're going to put me back on the train?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, continue.
But yeah, it's just like, it was a deep quote. It's kind of like one of those things where... I won't get too personal with this stuff, but like,
if you get as I've opened up way more than I have on any of the other podcasts.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I haven't cried yet. So.
I just don't want to double team it. You know what I mean?
It's okay. Let's Eiffel Tower this motherfucker.
Let's Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. Let's fuck our daddy issues away.
There we go. So yeah, like I haven't had really bad issues with my dad, but I guess it's not.
You have or you haven't?
I have and I haven't. Like at the same time, it's like we're not terrible, but we're not perfect either. And I feel like I don't know my dad sometimes. Where like I'm 32 now, and I'm finding out things about him. Not bad things, just like things he likes. I was like, I didn't know that. I've known you for 32 years. I didn't know that you liked certain things that I liked, and it's tough, especially being like an only child. Growing up, it's kind of like, well,
you like rubbing mayonnaise in your beard too?
But
Sorry.
But yeah, that line just like kind of got to me because I'm like, yeah, I kind of have that issue too, where it's like I don't know much about like my parents who raised me. It's kind of depressing, but you know, I found my way out and I met my own people, I guess, and here I am. I turned out okay, I guess, but yeah, it's really tough, and you know, just you know, if you're a father out there, this is kind of coming out a little after Father's Day, I guess. I don't even know what the date is anymore, but you know, if you're a dad out there, just fucking, it's
Show your kid all the love that you can.
You made that person. Why are you not going to give them everything in the world? If I ever had a kid, like I think I'm leaning off not having a kid, I would give them fucking everything I didn't have.
You're leaning off it, or are you leaning on it? Like
off of having kids. I don't think I want kids.
You're done having kids.
Like yeah, I'm never gonna have kids.
17 is enough for me.
It's enough kids. But yeah, just and you hear it all the time. It's like I want to give that kid everything in the world, and then it's like.
But are you listening to it?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, are you paying attention to the kid's emotional needs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you do want to be able to give your kid what you didn't have, but some dads don't have the stuff for it.
The capacity emotionally to do so.
Yeah.
I think I found out more after he died than he ever told me in any individual sitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's natural, but I expressed it to one of his siblings, and they said, "Hey, your father wasn't very good at expressing himself like that." And it's you have to be able to share yourself with your child and allow your child to share themselves fully with you.
Yeah.
One of the moments when his first scene with Lisa in the apartment where they're watching that footage of him as a kid, and he's playing the trumpet at the school recital. If you watch that footage carefully, because it's not the highlight of the scene, you see the kids turn around and look at the camera, which means that the dad was yelling something, making some kind of noise, cheering his kid on, because we don't hear the noise. It's a silent film. And then the camera goes right up to the stage, which means the dad walked right up to the stage and put the camera right up in his kid's face as he's trying to play, and Abby starts crying and runs off stage, and that was a huge that one showed me everything. Like, that's the way that kid was raised. I support you in what you're doing only to the degree of I want to appear to be a supportive parent, and I'm going to execute that in the most humiliating way possible.
Even when they first meet up at the airport, he's doing it again.
Film, yeah.
He's filming it. I did like that kind of where he's kind of Abby kind of knows how to cope with it now. So he's did that kind of funny thing, he does the Hunchback Notre Dame, and he's like, "Oh, Hunchback Notre Dame." It's like, no, it's Aunt
Sophie.
Sophie or whatever.
I did like that little moment at the petting zoo. Hey, it's the way Aunt Sophie kisses.
Yeah.
As he's feeding the water buffalo or whatever, the yak.
Yeah, but that just shows I do it a lot, where I try to make everything a joke.
Same.
And that's a coping mechanism that people use, and it's it's like some of the funniest people are go through shit, man. Look, Robin Williams is the perfect example where you look at that guy, he's like the funniest guy ever. Everything he does, breathing, he was hilarious. He would just sit there and you wouldn't help but laugh. Funny faces, all that, and look at him, darkest life ever.
I remember hearing something along the lines of Jim Carrey was very mistreated by his father.
Yeah.
Comedy comes from some dark places sometimes.
It does, yeah, honestly.
This feels like a comedy of Billy Crystal's father passed away recently, and he's dealing with it because a lot of the things brought up in this film were wish fulfillment. And I empathized entirely with it because I want to do some of those things with my dad.
Yeah.
I wish I had the knowledge that my dad only had a certain amount of time left. You know?
Yeah, and Billy had that, so he was able to like let's book everything, let's do everything.
I had 3 days knowledge between finding out my dad was sick and him passing, and during that time he was in a coma. So sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Come
No,
on.
it's okay. I don't mean. I keep coming back to the darkness, but this is like in the darkness. In the darkness is the light.
Great reference.
Out of the shadows of my dad. In the darkness is the Chad. Yeah.
Squatch. Was that guy's name something Sasquatch?
Dave Squatch Ward.
Dave Squatch Ward.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nacho Man Dandelion.
Sorry, my throat
We need
really
to make
close.
Nacho Man Dandelion shirts. No,
I thought you said you wanted to make nachos. I was like, that'd be fun.
Oh, we can make nachos too. I got stuff to make nachos.
Holy shit.
We can do that. Nachos and chicken tenders.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. So, where do we go from here?
Where we are. Where do we go from here? How's about Charlie played Porch Fest yesterday? In
Saw
Mendon?
that.
Yeah.
How was that?
It looked really cool. I didn't go because I worked yesterday. They needed some help over there, and I ended up doing like 6 or 7 hours.
It's like literally on porches, right?
Yeah, they were in a backyard, but
Okay.
it was like along a street where you could see people's porches and yards.
Wow.
So I guess bands were just spaced far enough apart so that they wouldn't interrupt each other's sounds,
Wow.
and you could just walk from gig to gig.
I think a giant festival. It's really cool.
Yeah, the Providence is doing one in a couple weeks,
Oh.
so
I always
so
wanted
it'll
to
probably
do,
be passed by the time this podcast comes out.
I just want to do one of those like Dick Van Dyke one-man bands, like where Mary Poppins, where you're like dun, 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 and all that shit. That'd be hilarious. People do that like really, really well.
So my car broke down last Saturday, right as I was about to leave to go to Will Hall's house, who shot my music video and The Tower music video.
Fantastic videos.
Yeah, he's a great cinematographer. And he was Real 58, check them out. He was having an open mic barbecue at his house. And right as I was about to leave, that's when my car broke down. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm not going. But there was a guy there, the performer there, I forget his name, but he had like a guitar and drums on his back, and like it was the full shebang.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's just so creative. People can do amazing things.
Mm.
But yeah.
Speaking of people doing amazing things, did I ever tell you about the Black Alien Project?
Oh, no. Oh, no, not that again. I finally forgot about that. That was erased from my mind. And you activated it again.
That's when you say, what?
What?
What's that? I didn't hear any of what you just said. The Black Alien Project. What are you saying? I can't understand the 4 words that you're saying.
You're melting.
Yeah, like my face becomes like the ring. Or like I'm having a stroke.
Oh,
Which,
goodness.
yeah. He had an aneurysm, which caused a stroke. And then as he was in a coma, the medically induced coma, he had pneumonia.
Oof.
Yeah. Also another thing, that scene where Abe plays dead is
Oh my God, insane.
both the most frustrating and the most heartwarming scene of the whole movie.
Oh, it's hilarious. Like him going through the whole thing and narrating it.
How he plays dead.
Yeah, they're just like, and see the morning sunlight, and then Billy at the end gives him like,
The number
this
you have reached is out of service. And he's like, bingo, that's the button on the scene that we're looking for. Like the warmth is like, I did my thing and my son gets it. Like that level of joy. Like I could see that my dad had many moments of that.
Yeah.
Of like, I just want my son to see what I do and appreciate it. And I feel like there were parts of my life where I didn't give him that, and to that same extent. There's another scene. So that scene of him of the dad going through the motions. At first I was so pissed. I'm like, fuck you for playing dead. Like, that's horrifying. Why would you do that to your kid? But also, it's so heartwarming once he starts going through the whole thing.
Because he uses comedy as a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
That's what he does it right in front of us too. When he's like saying, like, it's like, what do I got? A couple weeks. It's like, I won't go to bed.
Yeah,
Whatever.
if it's
sure
tonight, I'll watch a good movie.
Yeah, something's probably good on TV or something like that. Like he uses comedy, but then you see him we get to see the other side of the house and the window through, and you see he's
depressed.
Like, he's depressed and he's sad, but he's like putting on a funny face because that's how he copes with stress. And
he's pacing. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, he's like, fuck, I didn't, like, this is actually happening. Like, I'm actually,
When he's alone, the mask is gone.
Yeah.
The party man, life of the party is gone.
Yep.
All hail the new king in town. Party man, rock a party like nobody can.
Batman, right?
Yeah.
That's Prince.
Yeah. Now it's time to play Who Do You Trust? Hubba, 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 money, money, money. Who do you trust? Me? I'm giving away free money. And where is the Batman? He's at home, washing his tights.
Good one.
Great movie.
I love that Batman.
But that scene is not the Batman scene. Not the Batman parade scene. The going through the playing dead and going through the improv routine is a direct mirror. Wow, it's windy. Is a direct mirror or photo negative, of the scene where there's the car crash and Abby rushes out to save the man. And Abe is just being the biggest pain in the ass. To the point where Abby just looks right at him and says, "You're in my light." And all the little things is like the policeman saying, "Sir, stand back." And he goes, yeah, get back. To direct the rest of the crowd like he's also an authority. Like, that's the stuff I saw in my dad all the time. Like if he, "Sir, stand behind the line," he would turn to everyone else and say, yeah, stand behind the line. And that's very much the kind of, he was right kind of attitude. It was, and even if I'm wrong, I'm still in the right.
Yeah.
And that scene of the car crash was very much, and immediately afterwards too, why did you do that? You could have been sued if he died. You got blood all over your clothes. Why'd you do that? I'm only looking out for you. I got that level of disrespect. You've worked hard building what you do, and you're good at it. And on both sides, both from Abby and Abe, father and son, both have spent time building up their craft, and they're good at what they do. And neither of them really see it. The amount of times I showed my father a new song I was working on, and within 20 seconds he'd be talking over it. It's that same level of him being good at something, but me not really giving him the time of day on it. But that's because I learned it from him. And this movie makes this point as well, Why don't, why don't you love your father? Well, maybe it's because I learned not to love from him. Like, I never hit you. Well, you would have touched me. You know, things like that. If you had hit me, at least it would have been you touching me, kind of thing. Like, heartbreaking stuff. I'm sorry to get so damn depressing, man.
Oh,
I'm glad I didn't cry.
Yeah, you made it through.
Come on, Titus, cry. We need them ratings.
That'll be the tagline, like Titus cries. What episode is this? 18? 20?
All right, Mario, you ready for this? I told you that if my dad was still alive, he'd be 63.
Oh my God, we're on episode 63.
No. But that's because he was born in 1960, and he would be 63 in the year 2023. This is episode 23.
Whoa. Damn, man.
Now, after I finish watching this movie, universe, I'm just going to share this with I'm talking to the universe as an entity. I'm just going to share this with the population listening. After we finished the movie and I let the credits run out, we had eaten in the living room. I had a snack, and I took the plates and I brought them back into the kitchen, into the sink, and when I got to the kitchen, the time on the microwave was 11:11.
Damn.
So this movie is my dad coming to visit me.
I think so, man. I made that little comment about like Connery brought this to see us for like this was a movie that like had to be seen. I guess they put it in our face for a reason, or it's like it's not necessarily a Sean Connery film, but we still cover it because he's in it, and we definitely wouldn't have watched this any other way. Like maybe you would say Billy Crystal, cool.
Yeah, I just would have thought of it as a movie.
You would never check this out. Like this looks, because like I mean, even looking at the ratings, like checking the Rotten Tomatoes real quick.
Yeah, we didn't cover any of that. So on IMDb, it's got a 5.7. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's got the same picture over and over of fishing. 45
And that's
on the audience score. What's the tomato meter?
nothing.
One at 50-50.
And that's ridiculous. And I completely disagree with that score.
And it's Roger Ebert as the good rating.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, I completely disagree with 45 as a score. That's... Yeah.
Should we get into scores? This is going to be a weird one to score.
Well, I will say, on Rotten Tomatoes, based on memories of me, we might also like Drive Me Crazy, Joe Somebody, Son-in-Law with Pauly Shore, The Beautician and the Beast, and Wild America.
All great scores, too.
Yeah. I think our best bet here is with Wild America.
I love how Rotten Tomatoes is like, you seem to like lowing score movies. Let's show you some more low score movies here. I get your taste.
Wait a second. The Beautician and the Beast, Fran Drescher, and Timothy Dalton.
What? He's the main character, Timothy Dalton?
He's the second lead, yeah, as Boris Pochenko.
Wait, look at the poster again. I didn't get to see the poster. He's a mustache?
Yeah.
Yo, we got to see. Oh, now we got to do Dalton Curious.
Yep. Well, that's digging into Dalton.
Digging into Dalton. Holy
You might
shit.
also like How I Got Into College. Oh my God. This movie, Nobody's Fool, has a 0. Oh, never mind. It's just not enough ratings. Never mind. Okay.
But anyways, yeah.
What's this How I Got Into College? Is that Michael Richards? Who is that? Anthony Edwards as Kip Hammett, Kirk's brother.
Kip Hammett.
Too Kirk to Kip. All right, so yeah, I don't agree with that rating, which means I think we should probably get into our ratings.
Let's do it. So we're gonna be a little different, I think, today. Because
I think we should keep with our normal.
You think so?
Yeah, totally. Because I listed them already.
All right,
I was actually pretty damn confident about these ratings.
All right, so
and I asked Nicole because she watched the movie with me. I'm like, "What do you think about these?" She's like, "Actually, yes, those are perfect."
All right, so folks at home, you guys know at the end of the discussion here, we get into our score, where we score the FDSHs, the sexy rating, and of course, the film itself, and
Sean.
the Sean himself.
The Sean.
The Sean.
Sean.
So what should we start with here?
Let's start with our normal. Let me go to the movie itself. Memories of Me. Okay. So let's start in our normal order with the SH. Does the SH? Where do you put it?
I'm pretty sure it's there. It's 80s Connery. I don't think it wasn't that deep. I don't think it was really there. 4.
4. I literally went back and listened to it a couple of times. The only time he says the letter S is in It's. And it's itch. So it's like barely there.
So
I gave it a 3.
Okay.
For an average of 3.5. Which brings us to our sexy rating. What are you giving it?
So Connery did look very dashing. I like Connery in a military outfit. He looked good. Billy Crystal, man, with his shirt off, he looked like $1 million. I was like, I did not expect Billy Crystal. I almost was like, is that really his body?
The face does not match the body, but that's his body.
It's crazy.
Guys, he's in damn good shape.
Yeah, so, and like, it was a nice little romantic scene there with his fiance. So that was pretty sexy. So I'm like, yeah, it's got its sexy moments. So I'll give it like an 8 for sexy.
An 8? Damn, wow, you're going higher than I am. I gave it a 7 because I think Billy Crystal looks good. He's got a nice set of abs. He looks decent with his shirt off, but I don't think the face and the voice fit that body. I think he was like, I've got a goofy face and a goofy voice. So I've got to have a ripped body. I've got to. Something's got to be right here.
I got to be ripped here. Come on. Yeah, all I hear is Mike Wazowski when I hear him talk. So it's like, just takes me out of it.
Well, I mean, we didn't see his one-eyed monster in this movie.
Oh, thank goodness.
Hey,
thank goodness.
His one-eyed green monster.
One-eyed green monster.
JoBeth Williams is very attractive in this movie.
I had a note. I was kind of digging the impressionist telegram.
Yeah, she was really hot.
Yeah, and I made a joke.
Though cringy, very cringy.
Yeah, I made a reference that in my notes that it would be funny if the impression she did was a Sean Connery impression.
What was the impression that she was doing?
It was like some old-timey singer, I think.
Yeah.
I forget what it was, but like
It would have been way funnier.
But it was like if she just did like it's like impressionist telegram for you. Anyways,
Welcome
your
to
girlfriend.
Los Angeles.
Your girlfriend is here.
But
But it's like it's scary. It's like they just dub Sean Connery's voice over her voice, so it sounds like a perfect impression that you just don't expect her to do.
like to bring back Two Towers, the way they dub Christopher Lee's voice over both King Theoden and
That's right,
Gandalf before he reveals himself.
That's right. But yeah. So yeah, I'm sticking with 8 because I thought the telegram chick was pretty hot. Sexy.
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep it at a 7.
Okay.
Forgive me, taking a little pull on this. Yeah, I think Billy Crystal looks good. JoBeth Williams looks great. And
And the waitress at the bowling alley with the big ass.
yeah.
I think did we see her?
Yeah, no.
Well, there was
But
a
that-
waitress that comes up to him when he's playing the piano.
Oh yeah.
And
And
it's
it's like, am I gonna see you Wednesday? He's like, I'll call you. My kid's in town.
Yeah.
She doesn't get to fuck him again.
Aww. Well, maybe he did. Who knows?
Maybe. Though, oh my God, the scene in the casting office. Can we talk about that?
Oh yeah, that was a little sexy too.
She was all turned on by him.
I'm gonna give him 10 lines of dialogue. He's so sexy. So yeah, there's some sexy.
Which also, him practicing the lines with his son.
Yeah, I got that. That was like the last hurrah. That's why I was like,
that was a good end scene between them.
yeah. But as soon as he see him on the phone, he's like, he can't come in today, and I was like, oh come on. I was so sad. That's when the tears started for sure. But
Yeah. I did enjoy him getting one. That scene in the casting office where he's just honest. It's like, I'm an actor. You want me to do this? I'll do this. You want me to do that? I'll do that. I'm an actor. And it's just him kind of accepting. If I get this, whatever. If I don't, whatever. I'm in a nice suit, and this beautiful woman is giving me the time of day.
yeah.
And my son loves me.
It's all right.
I wanted to see him play that waiter, damn it.
Yeah, right.
And no, it's, do you want to see the menu? It's no, you can't just say that. You got to make it your own.
We tried the fillets. All right, let's get to our final rate with the. So I guess we'll do the Sean rating real quick.
Yeah, let's do the Sean rating.
So I didn't know how to really treat this, man.
I'll have to go first. 10.
I think a 10.
10 for me. Confident 10. Connery was great in this for his 17 seconds of screen time.
And he was Connery was Connery.
Yeah, he was handsome. He literally was Connery.
Yeah.
He was handsome. He was charming. He was kind.
It was a fun little cameo. So
And
All
funny.
right, yeah.
He was funny.
yeah, it was a fun little thing. Hey, okay, I'll give him a 10. I think.
You sure?
Yeah, I think so too. He's Connery. Connery's a 10 for me.
Alrighty. Well, let's move on to, I think, the most important one for this film. The film ranking.
The film ranking.
Rating. What are you giving it out of 10?
I am not one for perfect scores all the time with films. Just recently, I went to go see Across the Spider-Verse, and everyone's really liking it, and I'm not going to spoil it for anybody.
Did you really like it?
But I really enjoyed it. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, you know.
Was it better than the first?
I prefer the first one. It's not knocking the second one. There were just some things, like, the first one has its recipe, you know, had a great score, had a great, you know, thing. And, like, they didn't really, they didn't remake the movie. So they got a different thing here. I think it's a great Spider-Man movie, but I love Spider-Man too much. And I was like, I gave it like an 8.8, 8.5. I might give it a 9. So I don't very often give perfect 10s to like certain movies. Here I have a couple times, but I think this one gets a 10 for me because this one was fucking crazy, out of left field. Because I literally went from like saying, well, shit, well, I got 17 seconds of Sean Connery to not even giving a fuck. So I was like, shit, man, this is a really damn good movie. It made me feel things. So if you make me feel things, you're most likely going to get a 10 from me. So that's definitely a 10 for me.
I'm giving it a 1, 0, 10.
Ooh. I could have given it a 1. You were joking the whole time. I hated this movie. It was terrible. No.
I'm giving
10.
I'm giving it a 10.
Double 10s. Have we ever given double 10s before?
Well, let's do a little organization here, and I will tell you.
I think we gave Orient Express double 10s.
Yep, Murder on the Orient Express is the only other film we've given a double 10 to.
Ooh.
The closest one behind that is The Hill at 9.25.
Ooh.
Wow. And Memories of Me and Murder on the Orient Express and oh wait a second. Let me resort this. Let's do a mini episode where we just go through all the sheet stuff.
We should.
So the only 10s across the board we've got for Connery have been Murder on the Orient Express, Memories of Me, and The Rock. So yeah, double 10s. He was great in this, and the movie was great. Wow, this film ties with Murder on the Orient Express. To us, this film is as good as Murder on the Orient Express. I will say Murder on the Orient Express is a better film.
Right.
But Memories of Me made me feel more things.
It's more personal.
Yeah.
Orient Express is a cozy movie. So
This is not a cozy movie.
Yeah.
This one that kind of challenges you if you've experienced, like, if you have experienced the kind of life that Abby or Abe has. God, I wish I could watch this movie with my dad.
I'm sure he was watching with you somewhere. You know,
I miss my dad. It's been a year.
oh, I'm sure he's listening to this, and he loves it.
Did I tell you? I'll do this as shameless self promo here, because we never plug anything on this podcast. We should plug stuff more.
Yeah, we plug in the mics.
Yeah, yeah, I do that most times, but all the other things I usually don't. I have a song coming out. I have 2 songs coming out. Look at that. I call it a double A side. The way that was it Rain and Lady Madonna. Double A side.
Oh yeah.
Right. And Strawberry Fields and Penny Lane. Or double A side. So I have a double A side coming out. I wish it was actually physically printed onto vinyl, but I don't have the money for that. 2 songs. One is called Loved One, and the other is called Watching You Create. And Loved One is a sad song about people that we've lost, and Watching You Create is a happy song about making art. Very much the themes of this film. To get a little personal here, my father died on June 26th, and my sister, who is one of my biggest sources of creative inspiration as a human being, her birthday is June 27th. So while my dad was in a coma, I was kind of begging him. I'm like, please don't die on her birthday. Please don't die on her birthday. Please don't die on her birthday. Anyway, so new music and movies come out on Tuesdays and Fridays. So I'm releasing this double A side on Tuesday, June 27th, 2023. At midnight. So it'll be that crossover point between a day of sadness and a day of happiness by releasing a song of sadness followed by a song of happiness.
Shit.
So shameless self-promo, Dylan Titus on all your streaming services. Loved One, Watching You Create.
Hell yeah. And I've heard both of these tracks, and I really like them a lot.
Thank you.
Especially the Create was really good. I like that one's just like the vibe there for sure.
Thank you.
So check them out, man. Check them out.
I appreciate your support.
Yeah. So speaking of sad and happy, we went to a sad. We're about to go to a big happy. You know what time it is, Dylan?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, we get to spin.
Time to take a shit.
It's the same feeling of taking
Spinning
a shit.
waves in the toilet.
Spinning waves. But oh, guys, we go over to Wheel of Names to spin our Wheel of Curiosities that is getting shorter and shorter, man. Those panels are getting bigger, and it's exciting. We're 27 films? 23 films?
23. This was film number 23.
23 films in.
Remember, the numbers lined up. In 2023, my dad would have been 63.
There it is. Ooh, it rhymes. Bars.
Yeah.
So
Well,
what do you...
3 doesn't rhyme with 3. It's just the same word.
Hey, man.
You can't rhyme a word with itself. That's laziness.
I've seen a lot. Done a lot. I forgot who's done it.
It works best if the word that you're rhyming with is... Like you can rhyme the number 2 with TOO or TO. You know what I mean? You could do that. Like, or you can rhyme DO with DUE. You know what I mean? Like, those are fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. But anyways.
Okay.
So we're here together. I'll probably mention that.
Wheel of Names.
So we'll probably... Well, I spun last time. when we're on Zoom.
On Zoom?
So I think you can spin.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes it's fun to do it, like, I don't know, to watch each other get excited. The dopamine hit.
You know what? How about this? We let my dad spin.
What? Wait. How?
Come on in, Dad.
Hey, can you get monkeypox from spanking your monkey?
Whoa! Imagine that reveal. He wasn't dead all along.
Okay, so do you know Dylan Walsh?
I think so.
He's a comedian from the area.
I think I recognize his name.
I haven't talked to him in a long time. Miss you, bud. Reach out. He had this great bit that he would do, like towards the end of his set, and he would be like a big build-up, like of how grateful he is to like be where he is and how far he's come. And it's like, I just want to give a big thank you to, and he would point to the door, my dad. My dad.
And it just nobody would come
Nobody would come in.
It's like the Austin Powers bit. It's like, stand up, Dad, take a bow. And it's like an empty chair with like his name on it. Oh, that's good.
Well, anyway.
So until your dad gets in here, maybe you could click it real quick.
All right, come on in, Dad. Spin the wheel.
What are you hoping for, by the way? I think we kind of touched on it before. Presidio, like, would be funny.
Well, yeah, I think it would be funny to get either Presidio on the fiddle or Anderson tapes, because the latter two have Alan King in it as well.
True.
So either the Presidio, which was being filmed at the same time, or the two other films with Alan King. I think that's what I want right now.
Same.
Either one of those three would be awesome.
I'll double down with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. More Presidio, because I think that'd be funnier. Because I like the idea of like trying to find the lobster.
That'll distract us the whole time.
Like, where's the lobster?
Did you remember anything about this movie? Nah. I just couldn't find the goddamn lobster.
What lobster? The one from the first movie.
This is I Spy the movie. It's Where's Waldo, but it's Look for Lobster.
All right, so shall we do this?
Also, when does Dial of Destiny come out?
June 20th?
Okay, so maybe I'd be down for indie.
Yeah, get ready for...
But I think I'd rather have the three that mentioned before. On the fiddle, Anderson. Presidio, On the fiddle, or Anderson tapes. I think of those three, Anderson tapes might be the one I lean towards the most. Just because I've seen it before and I really liked it. It's a really good heist movie.
Yeah, I'm dying. Yeah. I think about that one often too. But let's see, man.
Let's do it. I have no idea what On the Fiddle is at all. It looks like it was a war movie from that still, but...
Probably, yeah.
I'm kind of okay with black and white war movies right now. All right, let's do it. Ready?
It's time
Oh my God.
to spin the wheel of curiosity. A bridge too far?
A bridge too far. Didn't I just say I was done with black and white war movies? Oh my God.
Do you want to reroll? Everybody gets one.
Hold on. Because I have A Bridge Too Far on Blu-ray. And my dad bought it for me.
Da, da, da.
My dad and I used to go to BJ's all the time, and they would have like deals on Blu-rays and shit. And he's like, "This is a good movie. You should watch it."
So we have to.
And it
watch
was
it,
in a double pack with A Bridge Too Far and.
Was it a Connery double pack?
No, hold on. Oh, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just a single. Yeah, because it was this cover. Never mind. It wasn't a double pack. Yeah, no, okay, it must have just been that then. But I swear I remember it being paired with another movie. Huh.
It was attached with A Bridge Too Far too. Farer.
No, it's A Bridge Too, TWO, far. A Bridge Too Far.
Stupid. Oh, I love it.
And its sequel, 21 Bridges.
But, okay, I think we stick with it. Stick with it.
I think we stick with that as well. That's my dad telling us he spun the wheel. He's like, you never. I bought you this movie and you haven't watched it yet.
Fuck, man.
Let me see. Is it in black and white? Oh, it's in color.
Ooh, what year is it?
1977.
The year of our Lord and Savior, New Hope.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, he's
look
got a
at
cool
that.
beret.
Oh, wow. Yep. Okay. I'm so down for this movie.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yep. I'm so down for this
he
movie.
looks so-
Wow.
Oh, get that picture, the profile, like the right there. Go down one. That big one. Yeah, the big one. Woo, look at him.
Oh, wow. Hot diggity damn.
That stat. He has a good stash, man.
And Anthony Hopkins. Wow. Hold on. Let's see what the cast is for this film. Because this is a 1977 epic war film depicting Operation Market Garden. Okay. Oh, my God. Look at this cast. Edward Fox. M. From
Whoa.
Never Say Never Again. Michael
Michael
Caine.
Caine.
Oh, my God.
Oh, we got to see this now.
Oh, my God. I'm just yelling into the microphone.
This is gonna be one we gotta watch together, I think.
Yeah.
With
I
Caine
think
and
we.
everything.
I mean,
And Hopkins? Where's Hopkins?
how
look at
long
the
is
poster
this?
with
Oh
all
my
the-
God, it's almost 3 hours. It's as long as Longest Day. Right under Michael Caine, Anthony Hopkins. Wow.
Michael Byrne.
Now, do you think Caine and Connery are in any scenes together?
I hope so. Don't spoil it. We won't spoil it. Don't look at any pictures.
Denholm Elliott. Oh my God.
Oh, from Indy.
From has Marcus Brody.
Yeah.
Ben Cross, Malagant
Whoa.
from First Night. Ryan O'Neal. Nope. I'm sorry. No, that's it was it Patrick O'Neal from
Yeah.
Fine Madness? I'm sorry, wrong O'Neal. Robert Redford. Holy shit. Elliot Gould. John Ratzenberger.
James Caan.
Yeah. Oh my God. Also, second movie with John Ratzenberger.
Yeah, 'cause the other one was
Outland.
Outland. Yeah. James Caan.
Gene Hackman. Wow. What a cast. Laurence Olivier. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I'm in. I'm 100% in. For
Richard
this.
Attenborough. Lunatic wearing glasses. What?
Welcome to Jurassic Park. And he's just running around like a nutcase.
Quick, take his glasses off.
It's like what's that noise? It's that lunatic wearing glasses.
You bastard. What have you done?
He does this with his glasses. Oh, man,
His glasses are moving from side to side without him doing anything.
The glasses are alive. They're taking over his body.
Oh my God.
But all right, man. Yeah, Bridge Too Far, 1977. I'm in, man.
I am so in. I'm down to watch this right the fuck now.
Yeah, right. We should. I'm
I have it on Blu-ray.
tempting. I think we might do it.
Oh, whoa, hold on. Independently produced by Richard and Joseph E. Levine, it was the second film based on a book by Ryan. Oh, yeah, based on a book of the same name by Cornelius Ryan, to be adapted for the screen after The Longest Day. It's literally a sequel to The Longest Day.
Oh my God.
What the fuck? Wow. Wow, Edward Fox won Best Supporting Actor at the BAFTA Awards. Wow. Huh. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm reading way too much into this movie. I am excited for this thing.
Yes, close it out. I don't want to know anything else.
Yep. Okay, A Bridge Too Far is our next film. Wow. All right, I'm excited for this. I got all down at first because I didn't want to... Yeah, I'm excited. That's next.
Let's do it, man. All right, guys. So, as always, join us. You guys can find it. Oh, where can we find it streaming?
Oh,
for
yeah.
people-
We
for
gotta
peop-
do our
for
search.
people at
We do our
home.
search.
Of course, if you can't find any streaming services, you can always check your local library. This is a pretty popular film, I think, so I think this would be easy to find around.
As I said, I have it on Blu-ray, so we'll just watch it. It's on Tubi.
Tubi, Roku
Roku,
TV.
DirecTV, Pluto, TV.
You can rent on the usual suspects: Amazon, Apple TV, Google Play, YouTube, Vudu.
All those good things.
All the things. And, oh, man, it looks so good, man. I don't want to look at any more images.
I'm glad it's in color.
That's Kane. Oh, I don't want to look at Kane. I think
That's not Kane. That's Redford.
Is that Redford?
That looks like Robert Redford.
I can't tell with the freaking YouTube play button in the middle.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't even want to watch the trailer. Yeah, we're going into this blind.
But anyways, guys, yes, check it out on all those streaming services.
Mia.
And join us next week as Sean Connery returns in
A Bridge Too Far, along with so many other people.
This is probably the most star-studded film
since Longest Day.
Yeah.
And Murder on the Orient Express.
Murder was
which came first? Which did we watch first?
Longest Day.
Longest Day was 10. Murder was 11. Oh my God! Back to back giant casts.
Woo.
Have we had a big giant cast since then?
Not really.
So let's see. What are our biggest casts here?
First,
I'd say The Man Who Would Be King was a pretty damn big cast in terms of how many people there were, but not a big ensemble cast.
Avengers had a good cast of people. If you're looking in the Harry Potter realm,
yeah,
like the Harry Potter
So I think our first
trio.
big cast is The Longest Day, then Murder on the Orient Express. Yeah, that's really it. So this will be our third one with a big ensemble cast.
Perfect.
Everything else is 2 or 3 people. I think, The Wind and the Lion has 4 leads. And so does Dragonheart. But
I'm in for it, man. It's like an Avengers event. It's going to be fun.
Oh, boy. Yeah, this is exciting. Wow.
Yes. Yeah. Connor will return with Bridge Too Far next week, and we will return, as always, on Connery Curious. I've been Mario Lima.
And I've been Dylan Titus. And as always, folks,
stay curious.
Connery Curious.
You've been listening to Connery Curious, a Titus Compositions and Friggin' Nerds Media podcast. Follow us on social media for updates, memes, and clips. Find us on Twitter at CuriousPod007 and on Instagram at Connery Curious. You can also visit Titus Compositions at Titus Compositions to hear other podcasts and original music, watch music videos, or even pick up a great vinyl record. For more discussion and content about your favorite films, comics, games, and a network for all things nerdy, visit Friggin' Nerds Media on Twitter at Friggin' Nerds. You can rate, review, and share the podcast in-app, which helps us grow the show and reach the other curious Connerys out there. Thanks for spending time with us, and have a great day, but also, remember, stay curious.
Nothing is worth getting that upset about. Except this girl. She had nipples the size of the dials on my television set.